Feast is where we come out. You know what I mean? It's the movie that I think everybody can get behind at the studio and really make something out of it.
Nick, representing Dimension, and Bob Weinstein, who runs Dimension, felt that Feast was the only movie that Dimension could get behind.
The most miserable people I've ever met in my life in this business are the people who have made movies just because they think they're going to be financially successful, and then they're not, and all they have to show for it is like a vacuum of 6 months of their life.
Matt thought that we were compromising the artistic integrity of Project Greenlight by picking Feast. You know, I really don't agree. I think that Feast gave us our greatest chance for financial success, and that's really what Project Greenlight needs this year. Maybe I'm the sellout, but I got a lot better feeling about, you know, sort of the mainstream, mass audience, attractive people stuck with some monsters than I do Wild Card or Hans.
I've never done a movie based on fucking marketing materials, man.
No, I know you.
You know what I mean?
But at least we're going into it with an idea of how to sell the movie.
An idea of how to sell a movie that all of us admit at the end of the day, it's just kind of a goofy thing that we don't know.
Eli likes it, Nick likes it, Andrew likes it, and Bob likes it. So there's people who like it. Right? There's people who...
Incidentally, all representing the studio that thinks that that's the one they can make the most money off.
I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to make a movie that makes money as long as it's good.
But what do you say to the reporters that come to us every year and go, yeah, but your movie's failed, right? They suck. Greenlight really doesn't work. Greenlight does work. Greenlight can work.
500 movies a year get made and most of them fail, you know? I mean, that's the movie business. It's a tough fucking racket,
My
man.
God, if you can't take risks with Project Greenlight,
then where do you do it? Now, here's a question for you, Wes. Do you want to be produced?
Associated with it?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that is a problem. I certainly would probably have to work a lot harder to make it something I could stomach.
Am I the only guy who likes Sonic Boom?
No, I think it's the best choice by far.
All three of those writers showed merit in the room, but if you want to talk about a movie that has, you know, the potential to be a hit, Feast is where we come out.
You're like sitting 2 seats away from the master of horror who is telling you it sucks.
But I'm just telling you, I just respectfully disagree.
There's a strong sense that it's kind of a fait accompli, right? I mean, we were active all the way up to this point, and now the reality sets in of what a studio put money into, and it seems that's this one.
Done deal?
There it is. All right. Basically, we were helpless. These guys walk in with this kind of Dimension, you know, company line, which is, all right, this is the movie, and no matter how much you beat your head against the wall, nothing that was going to occur in that room was going to change what was happening.
At least the documentary will be accurate to the world of Hollywood. Everybody had something they wanted to do, and the studio did their thing, and that was that.
All right, let's bring them down here.
You move from levels of hope. I'm one of thousands that submit a screenplay. You move within touching distance of the dream.
We all thought you guys did a great job. We loved all the scripts, and we were really impressed by them. But I think for this year's Project Greenlight, we're going to try and make Feast. We're excited about it. Congratulations.
But I could have sworn I heard the name of our script, and then upon rewinding and backing it up, I did in fact hear that, and I believe I hopped and snorted.
At the late jump.
At the late jump.
Hey,
I mean, it is the Wild West.
I didn't win. To not make it at the point where I'm down to 3 and then I don't win the contest, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing.
Thank you.
You know what's going to be the hardest part is going to be all my friends, family, and everybody else that's going to come to me and say, well, that's okay. You did okay.
Oh, we got this one by the ass. We got it by the ass.
Feast will make our lives a living hell. Stunts, special effects, huge cast, very, very little time.
We didn't think that the right script was chosen, and we're going to take a director who has never made a feature film, and we're asking him to try to direct material that is substandard by everyone's admission. You know, there are great directors who make bad movies because the script's not ready.
My name is Scott Smith. I live in Chicago, and I'm in the director competition. I'm one of 3 finalists. I would be the perfect candidate to win the Project Greenlight directing contest. It's as simple as knowing in my heart that I can make a successful movie.
The Roosevelt Hotel is a very famous hotel in Hollywood.
There were a lot of talented people who got this far up, so the fact that I got to the top 3 was, you know, I was kind of shocked.
I don't mean to burst your bubble,
Like 14 million people applied to this thing. Somebody's got to win. Hell, might even make him some money. Project Greenlight make money? I told you the kid was into drugs. Now, does the mini bar go to my card, or does it go?
Yes, it does go to your card.
What kind of contest is this? It's been a lifelong dream to, direct a movie. And so to get that opportunity would be amazing.
Filmmaking is basically the only thing, that I know how to do. I've just been raised in a film environment my whole life. Obviously, I guess I'm a bit of an outsider because I'm 46. It's a little depressing, but it's pretty exciting too.
My parents exposed me to a lot of cinema. Fellini's probably our favorite director, my whole family.
Do you have another credit card episode?
Well, I don't think it's going to be very, useful. They didn't say one of them had to work, did it?
Things haven't been going so great for me. I live in a tiny little place. It's just crammed full of stuff.
Oh, it's so lonely here at the Roosevelt.
Well, it'd be totally insane to get $1 million or more to work on a film. It would just be like crazy.
Well, we're coming in to pick the final director of the movie. We're down to 3.
We've told the directors what the script is. So now the directors prepare their presentations on how they would do Feast.
When it comes time to meet the panel, I'm just going to go out there and answer the questions as best I can and, try not to make an ass out of myself.
Sitting in front of a panel is going to be freaky. I may just have them turn around so I can't see their faces. Might be easier.
They picked, Feast. I kind of thought that this would be the one that they would choose. My confidence level is usually at about a 0. So we'll see what happens when I go in there.
Well, let's fire it up.
Let's do it.
Let's not keep the guys waiting. They're probably nervous.
We'll look at the directors with the idea of can they kind of get that weird sense of humor so it's scary and funny and somebody you want to spend several months with and be in the trenches with.
Directing is 2 jobs. One is leader, captain of the ship. The other one is creative, make it stand out, make it different.
This is your last opportunity to pick the right person to bring the script to life, and that's extremely important.
Hello.
Wes Craven.
See you guys. Oh, hi.
How you doing?
Hi, pleasure to meet you. They walked me in, and it was this wall of guys. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Chris and Wes Craven, and then you had all the other guys staring down at me like, all right, bring it on. So that was intimidating.
So, should we get down to it?
I thought James Ryan's scene was pretty inventive.
I think dead girls' opinions don't matter.
How he played the dialogue out, the sort of the horror movie kind of genre, which showed us that he could do that.
We're talking about a horror movie set at a roadhouse. I envision a movie where basically the audience members will be killing themselves laughing 1 minute. They'll be peeing their pants because they're so scared the next minute. And then they'll be cheering because we got them so scared that they peed their pants. I have to both give them my opinion, but also sell them on me. Finding that balance, is tough. One of the things that I think is hugely important with this movie is sound. We can create new aspects to these creatures if we hear them skittering around or we hear the sound they make. With this approach, we will scare the hell out of the audience, way more than, the person with the big budget could.
I like James Ryan. I thought he was smart. He really sold it.
And we open the door, and it's like, you have him pop his head out like a gopher. The sound's getting louder. Boom, 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 boom. One of the girls is like, cut back. Immediately we go to like a scream montage of, boom, out comes the claw, and then, all hell breaks loose, So all that was done with, a grip tapping on the wall, a PA tapping on the wall, it'd be cheaper,
That was awesome, dude.
Great.
Well done. James Ryan really wrapped his head around, I got to make this movie. And I thought he was pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. I might be, a wreck when they announce somebody else's name, but for the time being, so far so good.